What's up? What's up? What's going on, you guys? Welcome. Rock Bottom Podcast with Ray DeVito. I'm Ray DeVito. What's up? How are you guys? What's going on? Um, I have Joey C's here. What's up, buddy? How are you, Joey C? Shuli Network on hiatus for the week. So I'm doing this. Elise Edwards is going to come join me. I'm starting off solo. Anyways, of course she's not here. Of course she's not here yet. Why would she be? You think I would see her face there? No, I don't. But it's all right. I got topics and to get into. SilkCityHotSauce.com. Shout out to my sponsors. Pain in the Brain. That's my hot sauce. SilkCityHotSauce.com. Put in Rock B and save 15%. And then also AirieJane.com. AERIEJANE.com for soaps and deodorants. Put in Rock B, save 15% on everything. All right. Elise is coming. Yeah, I don't know. She just texted me, being like, "Hey, I'm coming." So she's coming in here, but I'm going to be producing myself too. I did Who Are These Podcasts yesterday, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I was the podcast they picked apart. Can you believe it? And they actually said some nice things. They went over the podcast I did last Thursday, but I got topics today. I got my topics. Definitely going to do my topic. Chris Mack is in here. What's up, buddy? Scott Fitzpatrick, how are you, sir? John is not going live. Is that Stuttering John? Is that who we're talking about? The John that stutters? You tell him Ray Divino is going live. That's what you tell him. You tell him Ray Divino is going live, and he's just got to deal with that. The American Cupcakes in the house. What's up, buddy? American Cupcake. Corn Diff. Elise is here. She's coming here. She said she'll be in here in 1 minute. What's up, Ray? KB is a Piazza. Mike Piazza. Thank you, MGM Beats, for the Mike Piazza car. Yes, and if you do send stuff to me at the Comedy Cellar, I'd say don't give me a heads up. I'll give you a different address. But if you do, give me a heads up. I talk to them. Everything they get, I told them just to send back, unless I give them a heads up. So the good news is that, yeah, I'm actually not now on their radar. But yeah, people that are giving me shit about that whole thing. So that actually worked out in my favor. Yes, I'm already rubbing I have a cyst. I put medicine on it. I put an ointment on my eye. Lisa's on with Jake now. Wouldn't surprise me, man. I almost don't want to get into topics until she's here, because once I get into topics, I want her to comment. And if she's not listening to what the hell I'm saying, then it's going to be pointless. But yes, I believe that she is probably on with Jake right now. I have no producers today. Those as producers, I'm on my own. There is no Carlos Danger, and there is no producer Joe. He's riling up old men in his house. That's what he is doing. Yes, my cyst. That's what it's going away, man. I put that ointment on, and it's already getting better. So I'm getting better. Broken foot's feeling better. It still hurts, but it's getting better. And now I'm going to put in all right, stuff that I want. All right, here we'll get into this. This is just a news story in the day. I tapped so I try to where I got to do everything through Google Chrome. This is why it sucks not having a producer. This is one of the benefits being on the Shuli Network, because I got a producer to do stuff. So I'm hitting present. Share screen. Okay. And there we go. All right. So there we go. All right. Looks like it's working. Oh, there we go. I didn't mean to put that up right away, but all right. With everything with this Bud Light stuff, we have gay water now, or there's a new, there's a gay water now to just like everything going on with the Bud Light and the Dylan Mulvaney. By the way, I looked into that. I guess the whole thing about the apparently like you get more sponsorship, like you become eligible for more sponsorships if you are LGBT friendly or whatever. Which like if I'm this company, um like if I'm this company that's ever doing this gay water, it makes sense. Like you already got Bud Light. It didn't make sense. Like I get it, their sales are hurt, but they're actually like they're benefiting in other ways. But yeah, now's the time because like everyone's like in a can. Oh, gay water is it's alcoholic. Wants stand. It's launching Thursday. Bright colored can vodka soda proudly displays who it's intended for. In other words, where Bud Light has buckled on the pressure as bigotry grows. LGBT. So this is like they're trying to do coming right at. Coming right at. I don't like doing this because now when I'm looking at this, I can't look at that. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to talk about stories I wanted to talk about. So there you go. I'm calling Elise right now because I want to know where the hell she is. So we'll do this phone call together. What? Yeah, come in here. I'm waiting for you. I can't get into anything until you're here. So I would like, but this is what I was going to do. Try to do this with. So I don't know, like the whole Bud Light thing just opened up the market. So now like I guess it's flooding the market with a bunch of like gay beverages. What's up, Elise?
What's happening?
You're late, damn it.
You sent me the link like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 right before you went live. So like,
No, I sent it to you a half hour. I sent you an hour ago, but it's all right. You're here now. I'm producing this on my own, and it's not working out because I was trying to talk about this gay water stuff. What do you think about all these new gay drinks coming out? Because they're saying that Bud Light buckled under the pressure with everything, and they quit pushing Dylan Mulvaney. So now other companies are like, oh yeah, we people want to buy gay beverages for the hell of it. So now they're flooding the market with this gay water thing. And Elise just jumped off. Well, that was awesome. Nice to get her take on it. But if I'm these companies, I say, why not? You have a market. Why not? If you were ever going to, if this gay water was in production for a while, like I think it like just perfectly was an opportunity for them. Like maybe they hustled and hurry up and got their product out. I just started talking without you.
no, I mean, I get your gist, but I think that was the universe answering for me, which is that I don't really care, and beverages can't be gay. Beverages do not have a sexual preference or orientation. So,
You hear
uh,
that?
what what
So
what do
me
I?
being a straight man, can I drink gay water? What if I drink gay water and I really like it?
I mean, I'd be more concerned about the groundwater in Ohio, like where you are, honestly. I mean, fuck the bullshit. So, but yeah, it's not the beverages doing it, folks. It's the companies that make them, and then, the social credit score that they now abide by. So,
Yeah, it was. I did not know that. Like, if you do like LGBTQ sponsorships, like your company is more eligible for different. I don't know if it's different tax breaks, but more eligible to be considered for sponsors of other events.
yeah,
So
it's
that was new.
promoted. They're promoted like the algorithm, and they can be canceled, and they can have, it's just a whole nother set of criteria that has nothing to do with like what humans need. It's much more about like
Yeah,
the
it was a
the
marketing thing because now they can sponsor like tennis tournaments, like Bud Light, like you can do like, but like they're more likely to get that sponsorship than if they did not appeal to everybody. So like it was more from that strategy. I think Budweiser like kind of messed up in the fact that they didn't really have to do that stuff for the fact that they already had their core audience. And yes, it's a bunch of like Kid Rock fans that will shoot up their cans if it's just, but you have to buy the can to shoot it up, right, Elise? You have to buy the Bud Light can before you can fire rounds of shot. Hey, better than shooting cans and shooting other things, right?
Than shooting people. That's correct. I would much
Yeah.
rather someone shoot some cans, preferably in the opposite direction of people, just to be safe. Yeah, I much rather people do that, definitely. But
Yeah.
Bud Light is trash. Actually, I just drank my first Bud Light in probably, oh, I don't know, several years. Literally 2 days ago when I got rained out from going to a beach trip. So instead, we literally played cornhole and drank a couple Bud Lights in a living room.
Well, you know what? Like, I mean, everyone knows that I will drink a Bud Light. They're $1.19 at the Sheets, 16 ounce. They're a cold Bud Light in an aluminum 16.9 ounce bottle for $1.19. Pretty good deal. Pretty solid. But they were always the first thing sold out at Sheets. The Sheets is like the gas station, like
Oh, I know what a Sheets is.
yeah. But they were always sold out. Ever since that Dylan Mulvaney thing, they're always there. They're never not sold out. There's like tons of Bud Light, like that. It's that noticeable. Like this is Ohio that people don't drink it because of that. I'm fine with it because it just leaves more for me. So it's like, oh, like $1 for a beer is pretty good deal.
Yeah, I still think you should love yourself. And I mean, if you're getting like a volume, like for a party or something like that, I get it. But I prefer.
It's not a bad. What do you call it? It's not a bad.
It's not great. It's not great. It's not great. Can I change the orientation of my camera and it not like fuck up the game here?
Sure. Go ahead.
I'm gonna see if I
Yeah,
can.
all right, I'll take you out for a second. I'll take you out while you fix that. Read some super chats. What's going on? There you go. You look lovely. Franklin, the peppermint toddy disagrees with Elise. Who's the peppermint toddy? I don't know. Franklin Shackler's a good man. I like him. I like Franklin. He's good. How's it in Queens? It's pretty hot here in Ohio.
Oh, it's way better today than it was yesterday for sure. So, oh, look at the super chats.
Tampa
Converters.
I don't know. I'm trying to put Tampa in there because like I know it's a reference to Chad, but Tampa-lytic converters, are they actually called Tampa-lytic or they just did that because of Chad's in Tampa? Anyways, Ray, what do you of the CB leading index M over M coming in at negative 0.7% instead of expected negative 0.6%? I've been thinking about it, Tampa-lytic converters. Trust me. I am noticing the negative decimal percentages that are going on in the CB leading index. And I just have to deal with it. I just have to live, like Elise says, I just have to love me. I have no idea what the CB leading index M over M is, but do you know what it means?
I also don't know. Just drink what you like, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Brent Hantley. Yeah. And yes, I do. I do like Bud Light. That's why I drink it. It's the same as a Coors Light. It's the same as it's the same. And Bud Light's like what's it, like 3 less calories than a Bud Heavy, as they call it here in Middle America, a Bud Heavy.
I like a Bud Heavy. Is that weird? I like a Bud Heavy.
I like a Bud Heavy.
I'll do a Bud Heavy, but they're not like, it's not my first choice, but I'm not going to sneeze at it. You know what I'm saying? Bud Heavy.
When did you become this beer snob? I thought you were broke. Like, why are you becoming this snob? I thought you drink.
I mean, I'm not broke. I'm just underemployed. I don't smoke Newports, except for I did have a pack that was gifted to me. So I had it on lock for when I did run out. And when people try to bum them, I'm like, please have one of these. Not my she cigarettes. I mean, it's all good. It just depends. what you like, what you don't like. I'm not a believer in lowering your standards for. I lower my standards in men all the time, but not in beer or cigarettes. So I don't know what that says about me. I should take my own advice. Love myself, right?
Yeah. Why? What are you saying? You lower yourself for men? What are you talking
No,
about?
I mean like lowered standards is like the name is like so happening. Reslinsky, it's been a long time, friend. Drink guy water.
Drink
It'll
gay water. It'll turn
oh
you into
gay
a
water.
straight. It'll turn you into a straight. I almost want to buy the gay drink just for the hell of it to be like,
What is the
I'm
gay
straight. I'm
drink? Is it
drinking.
actually called the gay drink? Is that like its name?
It's
Other
called gay
or
water. Yeah, it's called gay water.
and
Just
is
came
it
out
how is it
today.
different from other water other than it has a rainbow
It,
colored label on
no,
it?
it has vodka in it. It's a vodka. It's like a white
Oh,
claw.
well, why didn't you tell me that? That's like way chiller. I thought it was actually a bottled water. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that like in terms of the social credit score kind of thing for having, ex or inclusivity. But yeah, like why not have a gay marketed spiked water, or
Yeah,
whatever we call it, spiked seltzer. Yeah.
I think it's the gay version of like Fubu for us, by us type thing.
Yeah.
Like, but like the fact that they get into it, like I get it. Bud Light had to do a campaign because it opens them up for other things where Gay Water isn't sponsoring an NFL game or something. So like, why they jumped in
Yeah,
the
but who
market
owns
is
gay
like,
water? Like, is it Pepsi Cola or something like that? You got to like follow the money all the way back to like who actually is, produces this.
um, I don't know. That would be a good question. I don't know who. Let's find out, huh?
Let's do it.
Let's get back into it. I have to.
See, that's why it's nice when you have producers producing your show, to just
Yeah,
be like,
this is
can you just
definitely.
pull up the stuff so I can just, talk to you?
Yeah,
I'm afraid to look at the, never mind. I'm not going to try to look at the chat because I'm on a different situation, different setup today. And that's how I canceled my transmission earlier. So,
what do you mean you canceled your transmission?
well,
What was
I
there?
mean, no, I mean, like, that's why like disappeared in the middle of you telling me about gay water
Oh,
earlier, is because
gay
I
water.
tried to click on the chat and it was just like, bitch, you gone. Um,
So I'm reading the articles. I'm doing it. It's not saying who it is, but it is
it's a,
purposely because of Dylan Mulvaney, which they got on this pretty quick, considering that was just like a month and a half ago. So to like hurry up and come out with it, it's not really saying Hodson, a company called Hodson. Um, they are on TikTok and Instagram and did nothing but promote. He had the guy Hodison. It's his company. He worked with a queer designer creating the colorful packaging with pulse inspiration from the 90s Nickelodeon shows as pop art. So it's supposed to look like 90s Nickelodeon shows. Um, Gay is an umbrella term, and the idea and the brand is being inclusive as possible. For now, gay water is such. Oh, it's sold online. It's a sugar-free watermelon, lime, peach fruit. You can buy a 12 pack for $37. Ouch, that's kind of
why this is
expensive.
like designer bitch beer, and that's even
Yeah,
more than I'm into. Like
I'm not paying.
just get a glass of wine. But it's also that you can like get crunk and keep your figure trim. That's why it's this whole like zero sugar, low cal, spiked.
Yeah, but it's not backed by a big company. It's just some guy named Hot. And the fact that they're selling it for like $36 for a 12 pack lets you know that like it's not some big corporation that's got distribution all over the place.
Right. It's like
So it's more like yeah. So why is this on the front page of Yahoo News? That's where I get my news because my email is a Yahoo address. So I click on Yahoo for all my news. Tampaletic converse. I'm an aspiring photographer. Can I shoot Elise's cans? He wants to. You have to talk to Elise about that.
yeah.
That's an Elise question.
That's a me question. And right now, I'm going to probably say no. But feel free to Venmo me, and it might help me change my mind. Maybe.
There you go.
Plus, you're in
Franklin
Tampa.
Scheckler. There is so much less traffic on the Autobahn with this new
Chancellor.
chancellor, so I'm fine with it. Radolf de Wittler. I see what you're doing there, Franklin Scheckler. I see. Ah, I hear you, man. I've never been
So
to Germany. You?
I've never been to Germany. No.
Deadful. I love myself every chance I get. That's a whole
Fan-
lot of love. Whole lot
fantastic.
of love. Um, one of the topics I wanted to get into this today, Miss Elise Edwards, is I know nothing about. I didn't think we would ever have another serial killer again. I never thought we were going to have one. I just assumed there's too much going on in regards to everyone's on top of each other. There's cameras everywhere, so that the whole thing with this Rex Heuermann. You know Rex Heuermann?
No.
He's a serial killer. The Long Island serial killer. He just got caught like last week. We just caught a serial killer. He's an architect. Was an architect in Manhattan, lived on Long Island, and he was getting like 20-year-old sex workers and then killing them, then having sex with them and killing them. I don't know the whole thing. The only reason why he is in the news today is his wife filed for divorce today.
Oh, good. Oh,
She
nice.
no longer wants to be married to him. She was like, I was fine with this serial killing when it was on the down low, but now that it's in the news, this isn't going to look good.
Wow.
It's not going to look. So she's filing for divorce. If your husband got convicted, arrested for serial killing, but I guess they were estranged anyways, but she picked today as the day to be like, I can no longer stand with this.
Maybe so she can testify against him.
Well, they've been estranged. They haven't seen each other in like 5 years, yet they were still married. So I don't know how that works.
So maybe she's trying to get a piece of that cash before he has none, because he's going to be spending a lot of money trying to keep himself out of jail, or maybe he's trying to go to jail. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is that I can't. This one I hadn't even heard the name tossed around. That's how like offline I have been. I mean, I was in the woods, and I don't.
That's the last place you want to be, because that was his place to go to. Was the woods in Long Island.
I think he'd already been snatched up by the time I was in the woods. I think he was already in custody. So, but yeah, Rex Heuermann, you say?
Yeah, Rex Heuermann.
Are you sure this isn't just like a way for like the media to get you listening to someone crazy? I'm sure there's a lot more serial killers out there than we ever get to see, but it's weird because it's also like Lex Friedman and Andrew Huberman put together to, people who have very successful podcasts. And it's just weird. It's just weird that he's Rex Huberman. Like, what the fuck? Are you sure this isn't a made up guy?
No, because they've been looking for these Gilgo Beach murders. Which I'll be honest, I didn't think there was ever going to be another serial killer. I thought there's too much like Big Brother watching you all the time. So I thought like those days were done. Because I remember like being a kid in school and learning about Jeffrey Dahmer's and John Wayne Gacy and all them who were still alive at that time. Like that was like kind of a thing. But like now with all the technology, everyone's on top of each other. So his neighbor was Billy Ball. He was a rich dude. That's the thing about it too. So the suspect busted for the Gilgo Beach murderers. Twice married architect, quietly raising 2 children. So he's got 2 kids, including a son with special needs, in the ramshackle Long Island home to grow up in. He has a business in Manhattan on 35th, but he shunned neighbors in Massapequa Park, were nearly united. They just called him a quiet businessman, a regular family, but he was never around to sing. One of his neighbors is actor Billy Baldwin, who tweeted his shock at waking to learn that the Gilgo Beach serial killer suspect was his high school classmate. So he went to school with Billy Baldwin. There's the guy. There he is. He had a home on First Avenue. So look at that. Would you take that apartment? How about that? Knowing that you can get an apartment on First Avenue for, let's say, they're not going to like lower the value. Fucking New York landlords are going to be, if anything, that's a reason to raise it. This is a historical place. Like, they're not going to like lower the rent for. At first, you think like Amityville Horror, like murders took place there, so people have been sexually assaulted in that apartment. So it was a wife. This is his wife. She's filing for divorce today. She's in the Massapequa home. He was on First Avenue.
Are you sure?
What?
About her whereabouts? Does she have an alibi?
No, that's what it says here. That's what the New York Post is saying. It says that she still lives in their home in Massapequa Park.
Mm.
There's his daughter. I don't know why they're putting his daughter in the news, but there he is. So that's what's going on with that guy. It's easier. I do like it better when there's producer Joe to like go through this stuff. So I don't got to do. I'm not the smartest. Approximately 300 serial killers at any given time. Is that
really
true? I thought
is that a statistic?
I mean, there's people out there killing, I'm sure, but that's just me on stage. That's what I'm saying.
What a dork.
But I don't know what constitutes a serial killer. You killing
multiple times.
Yeah. So if you kill two people at two different times, then that makes you a serial killer?
Yeah. Yes.
What if they're over two different circumstances? It still doesn't matter.
You might have to kill a third time to be a serial killer. Otherwise, you're just like a two-time killer. I don't know. But all I know is it definitely has to be more than one to be a serial killer. Okay.
Yeah. The one thing that I thought was, they said that he posts creepy selfies online. And then I looked at his creepy selfies, and it was literally just the pictures I showed you. It's just a picture of him. They're just like, isn't that creepy? And it's like, that's all right. It's just a picture of him. So it's not really creepy per se. It's just a picture of him. But
I have no thoughts on this guy. I'm sorry. I wish I did. Do we know how many people he allegedly killed? Do we know how he got
11?
caught?
They're saying 11.
Is there a reason why, like, we really care? Because I have something else that I want to throw out there, unless you have more thoughts on Rex Heuermann and his serial killing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do just. We're not gonna be on this for long, but this it's just interesting to me. It's just interesting to me. So I was like, oh.
Well, my bet. You've heard of this? The theory that that Jamie Foxx's health complications that has put him in the hospital and out of the public eye for a couple months now was a hit. Have you heard of this theory that it was like not that it was intentional?
Oh, really? We'll get into that. Let me just go on this for like another 5 minutes, and then we'll bury this. Just like his victims, we'll bury it.
Oh, damn.
But this also came out that apparently he had a female helper. I hate Nancy Grace, but apparently he had a female helper that would help lure his victims in Gilgo Beach. So he had a lady that I guess he would like go meet these women, these sex workers. Now he did them with sex workers, but like he would have a helper. Like that's supposed to be his creepy selfie. It's just a picture of him like that.
It looks like a mugshot.
Yeah, well, that's a mugshot. But like before, there were just pictures of his face. Like, look how creepy that is. And it's like, I guess, but this is his so-called. No, that's not his. No, that's the girl that's dead. All right. Well, the other last thing I will say about this dude, just because I suck with these two, I suck trying to do this, but that's why I have Carlos Danger or someone else do it. But the other thing is, So he went on a date with this lady. This is one of the sex workers who she convinced him, instead of going to a dirty motel, to go to a restaurant. And she said they went on a date. She's a sex worker. And all he did, and this is 8 years ago, and all he did is brag about the Gilgo Beach murders. So he kept asking her about the murders. This
That's
sex
so
worker.
sketchy. That's
Yeah.
so sketchy.
So like, wouldn't that be a red flag if you went on a date with someone? This is
How long did it take for her to come forward with that information when they
just a couple days ago. This is her. But like, they went on a date and they went to a restaurant, and the whole time all he did is talk about the murders, about like, do you believe this guy's going around killing people? Which is not what you say on a first date, Elise. Even I know that. Like, hey, let me tell you about this guy who's going around murdering sex workers that you never heard of. Let me just bring that up to your attention. Like,
even Ray knows not to ramble on about serial killings.
Yeah, even if it wasn't you, even if it's not you, but the fact that she claims that he was boasting about, like, it's incredible that this guy, Nicole Brass is her name, a former Long Island escort, described a harrowing encounter with the suspected Gilgo Beach serial killer in 2015. So this was 2015. They went on a date. She said that he wanted to rent a hotel room in Nassau County, but she did not feel comfortable. So she convinced him to take out to dinner instead. In the beginning, he seemed totally normal. He talks about his job and then just seemed really normal until he brought up the Gilgo Beach murders. And then, according to the escort, her date asked Brass if she was a true crime fan, and the two spent a short time talking about other famous serial killers. So this guy, according to her, was obsessed with. Yeah, he was obsessed with serial killers. So if you're a serial killer, don't show up to the date talking about how much you admire serial killers. Just things not to do on a first date.
I mean, that's probably how he gets off, like he doesn't have a lot of other topic of conversations that interest him. And if you're paying for your company,
that's true too. If I'm paying for your company, we talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about.
Why do you think they do? Hello. They're like, I don't even have to pretend like I give a shit who you are, what you do, or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about serial killers the whole time. And I'm still going to give you, hopefully she was getting well compensated for it. And hopefully she didn't have to sleep with them. Hopefully his whole thing was just having someone to talk about serial killing with over a hot meal, which she expertly talked her way into, which what's her name again? I would like to, maybe we should interview her.
Nicole Brass. That's true. I should reach out. Apparently she likes talking.
She likes talking.
But yeah, she came out of the woodwork and been like, hey, I could have been one of those girls.
Fortunately, she wasn't. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Always the quiet ones. Can me and the fam get a shout out? Alex Murdoch. I think he's trying to get me to say Alex Murdoch. Shout out to Alex and the boy.
I would say Alex Murdoch.
Heartless Romantic. What's up, Ray? How are you? Thumbs up. Thumbs up there, Heartless Romantic. How are you today? Up in this. Great bullet points today, Ray. I know. Pop. I have to give the bullet points. It's tough running this shit by yourself because you're like looking at screens. I don't get to see Elise's beautiful face.
Exactly. I feel very disconnected from you right now, Ray. I'm upset. I want to know what's been going on with you because I really have been super tuned out offline. You invited me on 2 other podcasts that I was not available to go to, but you shamelessly used my name to promote it. So you're welcome. Hope they were excellent, well attended, lucrative.
Well, I know Chris Mack is a fan of yours. I'm trying to think of people that are fans of yours. I know Chris Mack is for sure. Alex Murdaugh, he boasted he could. Oh no, that is true. Like that's also in the article. Apparently, that Rex guy boasted to anyone he could about murders. So he liked talking about murder. If you're a murderer, probably best not to go around talking about.
Keep it on the low.
Well, he's praising other murderers. Like that was the thing he would do. Is like talk about how cool famous serial killers are. It's like it's kind of like he wants to. Yeah, he's like, remember my name. Put some respect on it.
Put some spec on my name. What a douche. Fuck
But think
him.
about it. He's better than the other serial killers at the time because they got caught. He had not gotten caught yet. So
There is no, in my mind, there is no better or worse serial killer. If you're a serial killer,
give credit where credit is due. I mean, I'm not
for living a duplicitous lifestyle and getting away with it because he was in a high income bracket and a white dude. No thanks.
I don't like golf.
I don't think I need to put up with any more of that shit ever. I don't think anyone does ever again.
But give credit where credit's due. It's not I think it's a Mike Racine joke where he goes talk like where this guy, they said like some guy, they called him the world's worst pedophile. And it's like the world's worst pedophile. Like, come on, he had like 27. I think the world's worst pedophile would be someone like showing up at the playground with like WNBA trading cards, being like, "Hey, what's up? You kids like the Indiana Fever?" It's a great joke.
Wow.
So I mean, the guy he's a better serial killer than you or me. We're not. We haven't killed anyone yet, so he's already ahead of the game on us.
I like how you
put some respect on his name, Elise.
His name is Rex Heuermann. He sounds like a failed porn star, and I just can't.
A successful architect too. On top, he's a millionaire.
I think he was trying to be a porn star, and then he deviated into a life of being a respectable member of society as a smokescreen, so that he could kill escorts and leave them in Gilgo Beach.
But to be a millionaire in the meantime,
there's a lot of millionaires that are, like psychos. Yeah. So at least sociopaths. So it doesn't surprise me.
He's like Spider-Man. He's got 2 different careers. He's a photographer for the newspaper, and then he's also a superhero.
Father and a family, has a family. Like neither of us have kids, and we haven't done anything, so I guess we're like on the other side of the achievement spectrum, but at least we can sleep at night, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you say he's not. I was like, give him
I think you ought to. I think you are into Rex Heuermann in ways that are inappropriate, Ray.
Tampalytic Converse wants to know, Ray, how many bullet points when you go on a date? 3 bullet points. 3 bullet points. People give me grief. I apparently not allowed to give the okay sign anymore. So I guess I'll do this. 3 bullet points.
Yeah, tell me what the okay sign means now.
I don't know. I guess someone says it's some hate group uses it. But everyone knows like this means thumbs up. This is not a hate crime, just to say, okay. The number 3, everyone knows the number 3.
I don't know the number 3, other than it's a sacred
1,
number.
2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll just do this.
No, I get them in terms of like integers, but I'm talking about like if you throw 3 fingers up, is that like are you getting capped, or are you
I have no
part
idea.
of is that like a you're part of the underworld of some.
What's your go-to on a date? What do you talk about, Elise? What do you want to hear from a man when you go on a date? What's your topics of conversation? How does a man court Elise out there? Besides,
I have no idea.
Showing up with something better than Bud Light. What else does he have to do?
That is square one. I don't know. It depends where we go and what we're like doing or how I met them. You just have to like
your last first date. What happened? Give us a rundown.
I don't even know when my last first date was.
Wow. How also like people give me shit about like not hooking up with a girl in a while. Mm-hmm. But a lot of that has to do, it's so much easier in New York City to find people with common interest and socialize. Where like Ohio, if I go somewhere, like let's say I go to a bar or something, the women there like that are even close to my age are a lot bigger than me. Like they've been married or have like you know what I mean? Like they're single for a reason. There's very few attractive available women um, over the age of like 30 in middle America. It's just the way it is, you know. And then a lot of them are married or
Where they're
so.
married while you go on dates with them. See,
No, no,
that's one of the things you have got
no.
to.
I'd say like a lot of the attractive women are already like married or whatever. Because like that's the thing. I don't think people get so quick to get married in New York City, where in middle America, like, oh, you're 22 and you haven't got married yet. What's your problem? Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
well, that's like New York also feeds this like Peter Pan syndrome of like there's always like you never have to grow up, or you want to like reach another level of success, and the living costs are prohibitive. So yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
a lot of people get married just, if you're not, I don't know. The whole like middle range of like income is like less and less getting married, or if they do, it's because they're consolidating their income so they could actually afford to live someplace nice or decent
yeah,
in New York. And yeah, you're right. There's almost too many interests. Like I was actually just thinking about this because I went to a jazz club. That's why I couldn't be on your podcast. My friend brought me to the Blue Note, and then I took him to Smalls after because he's new to the city. He and his wife are new to the city, and he was like, I don't know. I think he had a good time. He's a sound engineer, so and a music dork. So
oh, nice. Is he
yeah.
your guy? Is there a
No,
chance you
no,
guys
no, no.
might have a?
He's married. Actually, my friend that
Oh,
I used to work with at the DC Improv was like, I want to connect you with them because they're new to New York, and like you can only spend so much time with your spouse, even if you have a good marriage, like, and it's hard to meet new friends when you're all like always working. So we have all of us, like me and his wife and he, all have common interests, and but his wife couldn't go out to the comedy or to the jazz club. But it made me think of a family friend of mine
why did
who
you have
what
a Tribe Called Quest on your thing?
because it
Because you
was, we
sent me a
got
picture
the
of a Tribe.
jazz, we got the jazz, we
Yeah, but
got
that's
the
a rap
jazz.
group. We got
I
yeah,
know, but it's the jazz. We got the jazz. Plus, there's mad jazz in that song. Hello, that
yeah.
boom, boom,
There's
boom,
a
boom,
lot
boom,
of
boom.
jazz in a
Ron
Tribe Called Quest.
Ron Carter. Oh my gosh.
Bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum.
I
Yeah.
think he still like lives. He still lives in the city, and he would frequent Smalls and different clubs like that. So, what's your Heartless Romantic? What's your fave Smith song? And are you a Morrissey fan? I don't.
Yes, I'm a fan of both. And my favorite song, it's gonna be I like all the Smith songs, but my favorite Morrissey slash Smith song would be "The More You Ignore Me." The more you ignore me, the closer I get. You're wasting your time. That's a great song. "The More You Ignore Me" by the Smith, and then of course like uh, and if a double decker bus killed the both of us to die in your arms, what a lovely da da da. Take me out tonight. Although I saw Morrissey in concert before, that dude is full of himself. I think he's great, and I love him. It was a great concert, but he like sarcastically sings songs. He's like, I know you want to hear this. You're so excited you finally get to see Morrissey. He's so fucking full of himself. You're gonna be like, fuck you, you smug motherfucker. But I do like the guy. I think the guy's yeah. He
I'm
is
not like I'm not fans of the Smiths or Morrissey, but I'm not as familiar with them as I am, say, The Cure or Nine Inch Nails or My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. So yeah, I'm like goth adjacent on that level. I'm emo adjacent.
oh the Smiths are great. Yeah, the
And
Smiths
what's
and
his name?
Morrissey.
Uh, what's that called? Bunny and the Eco, no, Echo Man and no,
I don't
Echo and the Bunny Man.
the
That
Bunny
song.
Man?
Yeah,
I don't
you know what
know.
I'm
I
talking
have no
about.
I'd have to hear it.
If you heard it, you would know. You would. There's no way that you would not know at least like their most famous song. But I like them better too.
Magnetic Productions says, Ray, within 5 minutes, you said you love Bud Light, called this chick broke, and said you want to try the new gay water. What a piazza. Elise, you're cute.
Thank
Magnetic
you.
Productions likes
Magnetic Productions. Bless you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
said
I mean,
but like call this chick broke. No, it's just when you say like you have to have higher quality stuff around me, it's like you're as broke as I am. What are you talking about? We're both dirt poor.
but I'll spring for a $11 bottle of wine over a 6-pack of Coors Light. That's just a better time for me. That's where I'm at. Or Bud Light. I'm not into, I just don't. But like if I'm like I said, if I'm at a tailgate and you have some Bud Heavy, I'm like, yes, all day. To me, Bud Light is literally flip cup beer. So
yeah, literally like anything that's like cold, any beer that's like cold is pretty is as long as it's cold, I'm down. You know?
yeah, I mean, if I was really thirsty, and that was the only thing available was a cold Bud Light, I'm not gonna be like, no. But,
Yeah.
I'd rather have some cold water probably if I was dehydrated. Just saying.
Reslinski, lunchtime.
Fava
Liver,
beans, fava beans, and a nice Chianti. Oh, is that a cannibal? Is that a Hannibal reference? And a nice Chianti?
I don't know. A liver would be part of the body. I know
Liver,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
liver, fava beans, and a nice Chianti.
Chianti's a wine, right? I don't really drink wine.
It's a red. It's a red,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's
I think that is
favorite
a
beer?
Hannibal. That's a Hannibal Lecter reference, which
Oh,
is nice.
there you
Which is like
go.
I think a nice callback to
On
the whole
point.
the nice Rex Huberman
Rex
fiasco.
Heuermann. Speaking of which, beloved chatter.
Humerman. Where do you see a B in the last name Huberman? Okay, I got you. Thank you, beloved chatter. Thank you for correcting me.
Heuermann.
Like I said,
Even
I have
beloved chatter's like put some respect on his name.
Huerman.
This
Yeah,
guy
get it
was an
right.
accomplished architect. He owned a home in Long Island. He owned a condo on the Upper East Side or in Midtown. Come on, the dude was doing things. The guy was out there making moves. Give credit where credit is due, at least.
I wonder if that's like making like, how like occupations that people have that they're actually secretly psycho. For like a long time how dentists had like the highest suicide rate. I think that's down.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's down. And I would like to know one who has taken up the mantle, like which occupation has the highest percentage of like suicide, and also which one has the highest percentage of psycho killers. Because
I have no
architect
idea.
might be up there.
Wait, I just said that to you, and like you're like, I don't like talking about killing and knowing any of this stuff, and now you're like, I wonder the statistic. Who's the
Well, I'm curious. It has piqued my interest. I don't care so much about Rex. He seems like a fucking lame ass tool.
Rex in effect?
Rex sucks. That's my least favorite
Effect?
Rex on the planet. Okay, Mojo Buffalo. Ray, this is the third or fourth time I've heard you talk poorly of Ohio and speak glowingly of New York City. Be honest, why not move where you are happiest?
That's true, Mojo. I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know. I might move out of Ohio. I just don't vibe here. Like I just don't feel you know.
So are you
Like,
importing the ladies or what's the deal? Since
a lady hit on me at Planet Fitness the other day.
Get some.
She started
Go ahead.
talking. Yeah, I think she's like older than me, but she's in good shape. I was
Flattered.
I was flattered. You see how sweaty I am at the gym. Like, I mean, I'm dripping sweat. And she goes, man, every time you're in here, like, I think she's into fitness. So just the fact that like I take it serious and I'm sweating all over the place. So she might not have, she might have just been complimenting that, like, oh, look, someone takes it serious. Because Planet Fitness, as you know, although some people take it pretty serious in New York City, the Planet Fitness, but like middle America, you just get like soccer moms that while their kids are at school, they just sit there and watch their soap operas on their iPad while they walk at 2 miles per hour. Like it's a lot of that. And then I look like an asshole for running and getting sweat all over the place.
Well, what will happen when they find out that you sweat just as much when you're not at the gym?
Uh-oh. Shh. Don't tell anybody.
I won't.
Don't tell anyone.
She'll just have to. All she needs to see is one of your viral comedy clips to know you doxing yourself on the profuse sweat situation.
I am a sweater.
You're a sweater. You're a
I let it
sweaty
be
dude.
known.
Let it be known.
Alex Murdoch. Ray, did you say AJ's moving back to Northeast? No, she's not moving back to Northeast Ohio. She's in Michigan, but she's supposed to come down and hang out. So we'll see. When, I can't say.
Is that Ari?
Yeah.
Ari.
Ari already sold something. I read the last victim was found wrapped in a pink blanket. I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing.
Don't you travel back and forth to New York, Ray? Uh-oh. Do you still have your blanket? Hashtag SE Ray Killer.
C Ray Killer. Hashtag
C Ray Killer.
C Ray. Oh, we put an L at the end of it. So C Rail. C Rail Killer.
I don't know if that's a typo or if I'm just like missing it.
No, instead of cereal, it's C Rail.
Oh, I get it. Oh, wow.
Put Ray in the middle.
You guys are fucking with it. I'm like super not, obviously.
I do have my pink blanket. But do I have more than one pink blanket? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Is it the pink blanket? I don't think you would discard your pink blanket for anything.
You saw my pink blankets.
I did. Yeah. I saw the whole thing. I even saw the laundry basket packing style in like.
I don't do suitcases. I don't do suitcases. Laundry baskets. If you're traveling and driving, you want a laundry basket. You don't want a suitcase. Suitcase makes no sense. And then also when you're on the road, you got to do laundry, so you need a laundry basket. I do laundry like every 4 days, so you'll see me at the.
Because you're going through like an average of like 4 shirts a day, so I mean, I get it. You have your own process to support your needs, and I appreciate that.
You got to do it, man. I washed the blankets. You got to wash the stuff, Ray. I'd rather listen to Elise's horoscope talk than hear you sing. I think that's a slam at both of us.
I do. Wow. Up in dis is really up in dis. He is up in our shit. Wow.
Wow.
Thanks, up in dis.
I love chatter. I looked it up, Elise. Toe doctors in New York right now have the highest suicide rate. Ow. Jeez,
is that pre or post the recent medical intervention that Ray DeVito's foot needed?
I go back to see him in August. We'll see, but I started duct taping the foot again. The toe doesn't hurt right now. Like you saw me on July 4th. I was
you were fucked up. Yeah, you were bad. You were fucking hurting. I felt bad. I was like, we're having a good time. You're trying to cook these steaks, and then you'd have to like limp away in pain just to find a bathroom.
No. Yeah. I had because I couldn't go up those steps. Where they live, like a 7-story, like 7th-floor walk up.
Yeah, they live on like the 5th floor, and you were like, I'm just gonna find a place like around.
They lived higher than the 5th floor. It's like 7 stories. It was up there.
I don't know.
Whatever. But Fred and Molly, they're great. Speaking of which, Molly, I think she's doing Joe Rogan today or tomorrow, within the next few days.
Really? That's so awesome.
Yeah, Molly Crabapple, everybody. She's a famous artist, political activist too, as well. She did the artwork for Patton Oswalt's album cover, which is hilarious because first he wanted Fred, my buddy Dead Red Fred, who I have his comic book right here.
Yeah, they're incredibly talented and very cool. And
how cool is their place? Their place like dope as shit too.
They're just really rad. Just all 360 radness. I'm into it.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable like watching them like argue a little bit there for a minute, and you're like, I'm not on either side of this. I mean, they were fine, but I mean, at the same time, when you see a couple argue, you're like, yeah, I don't. Because I think the whole thing, like, he texted you guys that we were cooking the steaks, and then you guys were gone for like an hour.
We were not gone for an hour. We were gone for 20 minutes. I said I was going up there to make chimichurri. Yeah, it totally was. Totally was. I came down. I also have unreleased photos that I just want your audience to know. Ray has asked me not to release for 75 years.
No, you can
So
release them. I don't care. I just didn't want you to do it that day. I didn't want you to go live and talk about it.
I had to sign an
I love
NDA.
you, Elise, but like I was, what do you call it? You were
I had
gonna
to sign
go
an
on the
NDA.
Shoey Network that day and talk about my steaks before I even.
I wasn't going to. I said that they asked me to go on the next day, and you're like, "Don't do it." You're like, "Not until I
go,
talk
let me
about
go
it."
on first. Yeah, let
And
me go
then
and
you
talk
did a
about it.
podcast that night, and so then I was like, "All right, I can do it." Plus, I
Yeah,
had I had a business call like cancel, like so I was like, "All right, I'm available." And Ray's already done his shit. I didn't release any whatever photos. I do love that photo of you and Fred and what's his name, Goots. I love that photo. I thought that was a fun one. That was a fun time. Thanks for making my 4th of July. I know I've
yeah,
been like
that was a great time.
you had a
So
great team. You had a great, like a crack team of people. You cooked your steaks. I feel like between the hot sauce and the chimichurri, those are really what pushed the flavor profile of those steaks through. But also, I came down and they were half the fucking steaks that we started with. I was like, "Yo, I helped prep
I'll
the
be
steaks," and I
honest.
came down. They were half gone. And I was like, "Yo,
Well, you were gone. I'll be honest.
that was the worst thing. That was like of all the things, like you not listening, you not knowing where we were going and what we were doing. I was coming down and seeing half the amount of steaks to be consumed because y'all had already gone to town on them. And I was like, yo,
I
this
didn't
is
have
bullshit.
I didn't have
I was
any
like,
yet.
Ray, I was like, Ray, if you didn't have a broken foot, like I would fucking headbutt you so hard. But anyway, it was fine.
I do have to give it to Goots. Goots like went to town on the meat. He's like, no one else is here, and Goots just went at it. And I was like, everything I just cooked.
Now you're throwing Goots under the bus for it? Wow, Ray.
No, he went to town on this. Well, he was like, no one else is here, so it's like we texted you guys to like come down. We're cooking them.
And so, homegirl, what was that other chick's name? She was really cool too.
Laura
or Laurel.
Laurel. Yeah.
Laurel.
She's from Pittsburgh.
She's really cool. She was cool.
Yeah, she's cool. We had a good time. I got to reach out to her because like I didn't realize she was going through some rough stuff with her job stuff.
Oh.
So I didn't really get to talk. Also, I took an edible, and I was like,
you did get like all of a sudden very antisocial, and I thought it was just your foot and the heat. But now that you disclose that you took an edible, that makes a lot of sense. And then I did hear a lot about you doing the podcast later and like being super stoned, and I was like, nice. That's
I was like crazy stoned because edibles like really kicked in because I'm trying to drink less, even though I drank the last 2 days because of the whole foot situation. But yeah, that edible kicked in, and I was like, and then like I didn't really know like with the grill because I never did a thing where I gotta like wait for the charcoal and get the charcoal thing all situated.
Because you've only used gas grills like in your entire life.
Well, that had like propane that kind of like lit themselves.
Yeah, a gas grill.
So that's what we had when I was growing up. Like that's what we had in our backyard. So I only know that.
To me, that's fancy. Having a gas grill is fancy to me. So I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, sure, you had never cooked steak prior to the 4th of July, but you'd also never had to deal with, this like primal process of like heating coals and getting a flame going and then cooking meat on it.
Yeah. Alex Murdoff says, you let her talk horoscopes again. I'm killing again. Alex Murdoff. That might be a serial killer's name. That might be why he's.
I think that's why he's Murda. Mm-hmm. I will talk horoscopes where and when I want to. But
this is not nice. The avatar Ray, this chick is half the woman I am. Miss you. That's from my sister. Thank you for the $2.
Hey, that's your real sister?
No, my sisters aren't fat. I mean, they're not as slim as they used to be in their younger days, but they're not.
I didn't know that person was fat. How did you tell from the super chat that they were fat?
No, because he has a fat woman in the picture.
Oh, I missed
that. It's not my sister.
Oh, okay.
Franklin Scheckler, release the photos. All right,
release
take it back.
Photos.
Release the photo.
I
Yeah,
will.
release the
I'll
photos.
make sure to tweet it.
Go on the BS show and release them. I don't care.
I mean, they're really just like they're actually the one that I'm thinking of that is so far unreleased is the whatever was left of the steaks after allegedly Goots had eaten like a shit ton of steaks, and right when Molly and I
And
came
Fred
back
ate
down.
some too, but like Gooch went to town. And he was like, "All right, fuck, this is what I'm gonna eat," and it was like, "All right."
So anyway, but there's
I
a
would have cooked
picture of
more.
the there's a
Yeah.
picture of the steaks actually looking really appetizing that I do want your audience and the, Shuli Network audience to see because they looked a lot more appetizing after they were cooked and they were just like, piled up in this, on this pan, than what it looked like in the packaging. I mean, it was just too easy to bust on you for whatever kind of steaks that you got.
Well, I also would have got more because we went to the grocery store. Um, we went to the grocery store and everything. We would have got more. Uh, like I would have cooked more steaks, but like after we went to the grocery store, no one else wanted any steaks. I told everyone to get whatever they wanted. Everyone got what they wanted, and then I paid for it. I was happy to pay for it. It's like,
And you got
but
all the elements for a fucking chimichurri sauce that I went upstairs to make, and then you were like, "Oh, you were gone. I thought you left. I thought you whatever. I
no,
thought
I
you
didn't
two
say
were.
it left. I thought
I thought you two were scissoring upstairs." I was like, "Ray, I told you exactly what I was doing, and I told
I
you why I
saw
was
you were
piling."
making side dishes. I did not know you
No,
were making
and I
something to
told you
go
that
with them.
I'm going to assume that the edible kicked in between when I told you that I was piling the skirt steak on one side of the pan and not to touch it until I came back down. And when I came back down and you were cooking the skirt steaks and had already cooked the other steaks and had already eaten half the other steaks. I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt here because it's just not that serious for me. But also at the same time, I was just like, are you fucking kidding me, Ray DeVito?
Yeah, it was also like 95. I was sweating my ass off. It was
It was super humid too. It was crazy. But it was like in an enchanted garden. I don't know. Like I said, I had a good time. I can't believe you didn't
it was a
watch any
cool little garden.
fireworks. You didn't watch any fireworks or anything for the 4th of July.
No, you gotta understand. Like my foot hurt more that day than any other day for whatever reason. Like my foot was killing me that day, and I was like, just like that was like, and I like I'm annoyed because every step, like, because in my head I'm like, this shit's getting worse every day. It's not getting better. Like the pain's just getting worse. So like that was scaring me. Like where's the end? Is it going to hurt even more tomorrow? Did I break another bone that I'm unaware of? So I was like really in my own head with everything.
But wait, did we get to the bottom of it? Is it gout or is it a broken foot,
No,
broken
it's
toe,
broken.
or is it both?
No, it's a broken toe. It's a broken toe. The bone in my toe, my big toe, is broken, and it's broken because I had a gout outbreak, and you have crystals in your toe, and the second it started feeling slightly better, I immediately ran on it, and you can't run on it until all the crystals go away, and the crystals there were still some crystals in there. So I never thought I broke it. I thought it was just the gout didn't fully go away, but it kept getting more swollen. So I thought it was just the gout getting worse. And then they did an X-ray and like, no, you have a broken bone in there. So like, quit running on it, you idiot.
Yeah. And are you like elevating it? Are you doing anything like other kind of stuff to help
No,
the
honestly,
healing
right.
process?
I just have it all taped up. And honestly, it feels right now like I'm obviously not going to do it because I'd probably be in pain as soon as I did do it. But it feels like if I wanted to run right now, it feels like I could run. I'm not going to, but it feels like I have to remind myself that it's broken.
Don't run on it. Yeah.
And I'm just going to like ride the stationary bike. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know if the Planet Fitness we go to, but back by those Stairmasters, they have like those Peloton bikes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I ride on. I crank it up. I make it pretty hard, and I don't sit down and ride on it. I like stand up like I'm on a Stairmaster and like ride like that. And I put the back of my foot on the pedal, and I've been lifting weights. I'm actually getting like kind of swole.
Oh, look at you.
I thought about taking a shirtless picture, and then I was like, nah, that's nah. But
Oh my God. I think the internet is ready for your thirst traps, Ray. I think the time is right for your thirst traps. Now or never, dude, you know?
yeah, considering I'm like pushing 50, I don't look that bad, at least. I look
You look good,
pretty.
Ray. You're fit. You're fit as a fiddle, minus your fucking bunk ass toe.
And the other thing I'm gonna do, I want to whiten my teeth because every time I look, I'm like, they could be whiter. They could be
You
whiter.
know, you can just start with a little bit of peroxide and a little baking soda first. See
No, I
what that
have
does.
like these things. I used to do this. I used to have a thing where the
A
mouth thing, and
pen.
you put the things in there, but when it's fit to your teeth, it works good. I just have the generic one, the one that you buy at a Walgreens, and it doesn't really work because it's not conformed to your mouth.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So the fact that it's not conformed to your teeth, it doesn't like really stick on your teeth. So
It
it's
does. But I know that peroxide really does help take everything off. And you know, peroxide and baking soda is like one of the oldest situations for oral health in forever. So I'm always like try the homeopathic or the natural route first, even though I don't know how natural peroxide is. It seems pretty
well,
artificial,
these
but I know
things.
it's good.
Well, if you
That
ever
has
do them,
peroxide in it. It has it in it.
but if you ever use one of these, like your teeth hurt like the next day, like they do, it does like hurt your teeth.
That's why I
Like
think it's like bad. I think it's bad for you.
yeah,
You know what else
like
does that? If you've had too many limes, you know, like this one time I was in high
I
school
have
and I
gout. I don't do vegetables or fruit.
no, but you're not supposed to do meat. You're supposed to be no meat and no definitely no liver and onions. Did you ever see that Doug
No,
episode?
that's why I'm saying the opposite.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Meats and beer is what gives you gout.
Yeah.
Vegetables, fruit, and water is what keeps it away.
Yeah.
So I should be eating nothing but vegetables and fruit. Like I drank some random guy in Queens was just talking to me about how he gets gout. He gets that pomade juice. It's like that black cherry juice. Eh,
Pomegranate
pomegranate, yeah.
and tart cherry. Yeah. Hmm.
So I drank one of those, and then I went to the stand, and I was like literally there like 20 minutes.
I know.
And
And then your
I
stomach fell out your asshole. I know. You already told me
yeah,
about it.
I was just feeling sick and like at first I thought about just using the bathroom there, but I'm like, I don't know once I start if it's gonna so I just went home. I just like I'm out of here. I'm
I
like,
can't believe you risked like that kind of New York traffic to use a bathroom. Just blow up the stand's bathroom, dude. It would not be the first time. Remember the creek when they only had like one functioning toilet and like it was just the worst, right?
oh yeah, the creek bathroom situation was not the best. Yeah.
Untenable. Yeah. Yeah. They should have also had an outhouse. Okay, Artie's old something. Breaking news. They found a Patrick Ewing rookie card in the shallow grave.
C Ray L Killer. C
See,
Ray
see,
L Killer.
no, just serial killer. Serial killer.
C Ray L Killer. Yeah. The only cool thing about the creek's bathroom is my picture was on the wall. They had a picture of me.
That is true. That
Yeah.
they did.
And I always felt honored that people would draw penises on it. So thank you for drawing penises on my picture in the bathroom at the creek in the cave. I think
Fantastic.
I think everyone got penises drawn on their faces. So I did not feel that special, but not the first time this face has seen a penis, huh? Whoa, did that come out? Wait, is Elise post transition Tom McCann? Oh, not nice, Franklin Scheckler.
Am I? I don't know. I don't even know who Tom McCaffrey is, so I'm gonna say no.
You don't know Tom McCaffrey, the comedian?
No.
You never met you never met Tom? Very funny
Nope.
comic.
No. I did host a comedy show yesterday, and it was funny because, well, it wasn't funny that most of the comics showed up like after the show was supposed to start. So we pushed the
Right.
start time back by like 30 minutes. But the second comedian to come in, who came like right at the time that it was supposed to start was a guy named Jordan Perry, who was very funny. And he showed up with this comic who was previously out in Las Vegas. He just like recently moved to New York, and his name is Darren Chase. And when I was sitting there being like, "Are you a comic?" Because I was like, "I'm gonna throw you up on the show and just like tell all these people that are coming in like late and overtime, I'm going until like we can end this." And then, but anyway, I put him on the lineup. He ended up being really funny. But I loved how the first comic that was there was like, "I saw you had a wrestling shirt on, so I immediately knew you were a comic." And I was like, "That's kind of
Oh,
true though." I don't
where
know. There is like
where
a
was
weird
it
through
at?
line. It was at
At
Arcadia. It was at
okay.
Arcadia. And so, yeah, I was hosting the show.
Hope
Um,
Gutierrez's show.
yeah, she used to host it and produce it, but now she just produces and gets a comic to do the hosting, so she doesn't have to do the double duty, which I know is super tough. But she actually wasn't there, so it was like it was all on me, and it was probably only the third show that I've hosted since quarantine, so it was a fun time. It actually was a really good show.
And this was Wednesday. Yeah, I've done that show. It can be fun. It can be a waste of time sometimes
Yeah,
too.
this one was like fortunately an excellent. It was a good turnout, very good crowd, very funny comics. I was surprised.
Was it fun like hanging out with comics?
It was. I hadn't had that kind of hang in a little bit. Like I feel like the closest to that was probably hanging out with you and Ray Goots for a little bit in the car on the way to Steak Fest 2023 and
Steakgate? Steakgate?
Steakgate. And I was like, oh yeah, this is like what it's like to hang out with comics all the time. So it was fun. Yeah, there was a lot of riffing. I met some new ones, got to see some old ones, and yeah, it was a good time. And Brian Kim delivered an amazing set, which I know can be a 50-50 because I have seen Brian probably the drunkest any human being has ever been while still standing on 2 feet. And instead, he crushed it. He closed out the show, and he's actually going to be opening for Hans Kim when Hans is here in New York. So I don't know if you remember
No.
Hans, but he blew up with Tony, Kill Tony, and Rogan and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not a giant Brian Kim fan. Just for
There's a
now,
ton of them that are not.
yeah, I'm not a bit. He gets too not cool socially. Like he used to hang at Caroline's and he'd be wasted, and then like because you know him, he'll like start talking to you, and like meanwhile the manager that books me, I don't want her thinking this is like I condone his behavior. So you're kind of like, dude, same thing that they had the standing room. He used to go there and get wasted, like belligerent wasted, and then like aggressively mean while he's wasted on top of it. So I try to stay away from, try to
Yeah, well,
distance myself from that guy. I'm not a, I'm
he
not
was
a, I'm
he
not
was
a, a
he
fan
was
of
totally
his.
cool, totally chill. I also know like I kind of reconnected with him. I think it was pre-COVID, but he wasn't drinking at all because of that exact thing. And so that kind of rebooted our friendship for sure. And I can say he is drinking again, but there was no belligerence
Yeah.
as far as I saw him. I know that he did a show at like 11. So
Um,
I can't speak for what happened there, but I can
yeah.
say
I
that
don't
what
know.
last I saw him, he was pretty
Yeah, I
belligerent.
don't trust. I don't trust his personality, if that makes sense. Where if I see him on the street, I'll say hello. But if I see him at a comedy club, I'm like, hey, and then I'll quickly dip into the green room. And since he's not passed at any clubs, he can't really follow me into the green room. So,
Damn,
so it's like,
Ray is
peace.
cold as ice.
I'm like,
Cold
see
as
you,
ice.
dude. I
Now
don't
we know
want
how you
to.
operate. We get it. We
And
get
then,
it.
yeah, I once I got drunk at one of Gooch's show, and he's like playfully trying to talk shit, and it's like, dude, we're not peers. we're not. I'm not engaging with this with you, dude. I'll see you later.
Like, unfortunately, there's
Go
also
have another shot and walk in the middle of traffic.
there's also like I'm also like impressed. There's part of me that's
He's also like
impressed.
an aggressive drunk. He's like not just a drunk. He could be like a mean, aggressive drunk, and
What kind
that's
of
not
drunk would
cool.
you say you are, Ray?
I think I'm more a happy one when I'm drunk. Like I'm not mean to people. Would you say I'm mean to people?
I don't think you're mean to people, but I definitely think that yeah, you get happy and then all of a sudden there is a level of drunk where like the real Ray comes out, the one that like is
Oh, you're just saying that because one time at Sunswick, do not bring up his name again.
Oh, I
And
never brought up the name.
you
That was
fucking doxed him
Stewie.
on
That was Stewie.
MLC.
That was Stewie. That was Stewie.
Yeah, but
That was
yes, I
Stewie. Go
would.
back
That
and
was just
watch
me
the
being real. I don't
go
disagree with
back.
anything I said that night to that guy, and I
And I
like to
did
consider
not dox
myself
them.
friends.
I did not dox them. I did
I
not dox
stood
them.
my ground and was like,
And I was your
just told him what it
witness.
was. I was like, dude, here it is, and then him not admitting that like I drove him to Canada and back. I was like, all right, if you're not going to agree with
Already too
that, dude.
much. We've already given this person too much
Dead
whatever time.
fool. Fun fact: if your dog eats a box of rat poison, don't ask. Mix peroxide and water and pour it down his mouth to get it to puke it all up. Don't do that, dead fool. That will kill your dog. That is not nice. I like dead fool, but don't try that at home to people's dogs. Alex Murdaugh. Keanu said, Goots hates you. Thoughts, if any. Oh, yeah, my best friend hates me. I would not. Thank you, Alex. Online Tom R. Ray, what the F? You need to show structure like an outline and talking points. Watching you is like seeing a blind guy play darts quickly. Stay on top. I cover my topics. This is now overtime just bantering. I talk serial killers. What all we talk about? We talked that serial
That's
killer
it.
guy
We talked
and
about that and your fucking foot
gay
again.
water. We talked about the gay water. Yeah, I had topics, and then Elise like, I don't want to talk about this topic. I know this is
I just said that I didn't know. I don't know shit about this guy. I was like, I don't know who this person is.
She tried to undermine his accomplishments and say he didn't accomplish things, and I'm saying the guy did accomplish some stuff. Elise Edwards.
I'm trying to say that your affinity for serial killers is not helping your reputation.
I think they're the reason why they're the most popular documentaries out there. People are curious about serial killers. Yeah, now you don't talk about it on a first date. What do you talk about on a first date, Elise? What's
You
your
already
go-to?
asked me that. I don't know.
And you didn't.
It's very
say.
situational. It's situational. Not
and then I said,
person.
when's the last date you went on? And you're like, I don't know. I don't go on dates.
Yeah, I don't
you
know.
hear
Like
that, fellas? All you got to do is show up. And Elise is like, yeah.
I'm trying to think of what I did talk about on the last first date that I went on.
Vet recommended it, Deadpool. I would look at a new vet, or at least do like I do. I get my medical from YouTube. I would at least watch that before doing that to a dog. All right. So the last date.
Yeah, the last first date that I went on, I literally have no idea what I talked about. We talked a little bit about something that was work related and like what they did. And by the end of the night, we were talking about tacos and comedy. So
was it a
that's
comedian?
all I remember. They allegedly were. I met them actually at Hope's birthday earlier in the year, but I'd never seen this person do comedy. But I did meet them in a comedy context, which also gives me a red flag too, because like comics are crazy. But comic adjacent people are like equally as crazy, but without having that like availability, that like generosity of spirit to go up and on stage and take it in the balls.
Yeah, that's even more.
Yeah, it's even more of a red flag.
Because it's like, all right, they like to. Yeah, it's like they want to be part of a community, but if they don't do it, like I mean, a lot of times I don't want to like Hope Show. No offense to Hope Show, it's not. It's a loosely done show. It's not. It's more like a bar that happens to have like it's kind of like it's like a better planned open mic is essentially what it is. But like a lot of times in those situations, I don't want to hang out too much. It's like I'll hang out, I'll do my spot, like do a set, and then I want to bail. I don't want to.
Yesterday was fortunately, I was concerned because, like I said, everyone showed up pretty late, but it ended up being a really good show. And and the hang was good afterwards. And I had some people come out to see me, so I got to hang out with them, and that was fun.
Beloved chatter. Guarantee on Ray's last date, he talked about his dry bar special and his guy. That would imply I had a date.
Right on the nose. I think he's
Yeah.
dead ass for sure. Beloved chatter, you're not wrong.
I lay all my cards on the table, Elise.
Why don't you date a nurse so that you can actually bandage your toe up correctly?
Well, my godmother's a retired nurse, and like she didn't. It works better if I put it next to the toe, like the way she did it. Um, she just kind of like just wrapped the toe to itself, and then like. But I think the gauze that she has isn't like what they have at the doctor that wrap my foot. I'm done wearing the boot in the shower because it doesn't really work. It doesn't really keep it dry. So all it does, like it gets wet all the time.
Okay,
So now
I'm so tired of talking about your foot. Gross.
back to
What-
the duct tape.
Tell me what I've missed in the past. I don't know. I've like been gone for like 2 weeks or something like that. It feels like. So what have I missed in the interim? Catch me up to speed. What is all the information that I need to know about other than Rex Heuermann and his propensity
Where
for
did I
killing?
go? When I saw you, where was I? I think I was in New Jersey that weekend doing shows,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went up to Sackett's Harbor to the Sackett's Harbor. They had a festival up there. The comedy club was next door to a historical museum, and the place the guy, some famous doctor, Sam Guthrie, who invented chloroform. So I was hanging in the capital of
Nice.
chloroform. No, and
Did
I
you
riffed
do
on that.
any?
I did a bunch of jokes on it, and which sucks is because it's like a wooden place. I just got a tripod, but the tripod, like when people laugh, it like shakes, so I can't use any of the footage.
Can
But
you throw it in a program and see how much you can stabilize it
I don't know.
first?
It was, but yeah, I was just riffing on the fact that like he invented it, thinking like, oh, I just made all these medical advancements, make people's lives better, and then like he's just looking down, like seeing what we're doing with chloroform now. It's like, you sons of bitches, they fuck up everything, they fucking ruin everything, and then just riffed on chloroform and Quaaludes and how Bill Cosby and shit ruins everything.
Oh my gosh, Quaaludes though. But if Quaaludes could come back, I'd be here for it. I don't know so
Have you
much
ever
about
taken
chloroform.
a Quaalude?
No, I don't know where to get I don't know where to get
Or
Quaaludes.
that's also like a red flag. You're
So
asking, man, how do you get one of these Quaaludes?
yeah, no, I'm here for it.
Online
What are your
time.
favorite?
This is for Elise. Who's your favorite comics and why? Besides me, who's your favorite comics?
Wow. Um, I don't know.
She read out text from Gooch on BYB. No, I did not watch. Nor will I do. Yeah, I didn't like that they like tried to blindside me.
Oh,
Who's your
my
favorite
favorite
comics and why?
comics and why? I don't know. I really do love Sam Morrill. And I like I love Mark Norman. I mean, not Mark Norman. Um, yeah, Mark Norman. I'm glad. For a second I thought I said Norm Macdonald, which I did on my my quarantine video. Sometimes I just say them wrong, but obviously
Yeah,
one of
well,
them is
Norm
with us
Macdonald's
still, and the other
fantastic.
one is yeah. Mark Norman is very funny to me. I don't know. I like a lot of comics. Yeah. And like of newer people like coming up and stuff, I love Alex English. I think he's hilarious. I love Marie Faustin. I think she's hilarious. Yeah, those are people that I enjoy, among others. I also like what's his name, Jeff Akuri. His
I don't know who
Instagram
that is.
stuff makes me laugh. I know he's like one of the first people that I saw, which is smart, just posting reels of all your crowd work, so you're not burning any jokes that you haven't, done on a special or on TV yet. And his crowd work is one of my favorite things on my Instagram right now. So
Deadpool, $5. Save the dog. So the dog's okay. So it did work. Just letting us know that his dog drank peroxide and is okay. So that's wonderful news. I'm glad he's okay.
Ray, who's your favorite comic other than yourself, obviously?
Oh, that was for you, Ray. Oh, Norm. Yeah, obviously Norm Macdonald. Um, I think, yeah, probably Norm Macdonald. Chris Rock. I think Chris Rock is the goat. I think he's the best. There's a video
I
of me and Mark Norman talking. Follow my Instagram, instagram.com/ray.devito. And yeah, when Norman did my podcast, there's a whole thing we're talking about how Chris Rock's the greatest comic of all time.
Chris
So
Rock's a
there you
good
go.
one. Chris Rock's a good one. I don't know if you saw Rick Rubin's pod when he was on. I don't know. He did a bunch of people's podcasts because he had a book that came out. But he was talking about Chris Rock being like their unfunny comic friends back in the like I don't know the 80s or 90s. You know, like that he was like around, but he hadn't like found his groove yet. And now he's like, dude,
Hasn't
he just
found his groove. He was fucking 18.
well, that's what I'm saying.
What
He was
the
like
fuck are you
this.
talking about? He started
Yeah,
when he was 18. He was on TV before he was 20 years old. He's in the Robert Townsend special. He was in Eddie Murphy's thing. Like, I mean, the dude was on TV. He was on HBO when he was 19. So
I know,
yeah,
but like,
obviously
yeah,
he
I
didn't
mean,
hit his stride. He did Bring the Pain when he was like 26.
yeah.
So yeah, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about Rick Rubin giving you a behind the scenes of just like artists when they're young and what you didn't see before he, got famous, got funny and got famous. But before then, he was kind of like, you'll never believe this, but he was like, kind of like
What are you
that guy that
talking
we're
about? He
like,
was on fucking TV when he was 19.
just watch the fucking Rick Rubin,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
podcast.
let Rick Rubin stick to music. He's an amazing music producer. He's created some of the greatest music I've ever heard. But
He
yeah,
sure has.
he's
He sure fucking has. I love Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle. I haven't seen either of his last two specials, so don't ask me about them. But Dave Chappelle will always have a very special place in my heart. Chris Rock, I also agree, is hilarious. I also love Dave Attell. Dave Attell's been probably
oh,
like
David Tell's
like
great.
when I worked at the DC Improv, like the first time that I really got like starstruck because I was like, oh my god, my favorite comic is here. I remember it was Dave, and he was great.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle's obviously awesome. But yeah, I'd say Chris Rock is I think Bill Burr's one of the best going on right now
Oh
too. He's
yeah, I
fantastic. Yeah.
love Bill's fucking hilarious. Bill's so funny. Bill gets me every time. He just seems like
Dude,
such a
he
good
did.
time.
Yeah, I did not listen to what's it called, like when the comedy died or something. His special at Dangerfields,
Hmm.
Andrew Dice Clay. I didn't hear that from, but yeah, no, Rick Rubin's one of the most talented guys ever. But yeah, I guess if you're like hanging out with Dice in his prime and Chris Rock when Chris Rock is 19, obviously he's not going to be as fun, or Kinnison in his prime and Dice in his prime and Bill Hicks in their prime. And they're like, yeah, this Chris Rock guy's not really there yet. Yeah, duh. Sorry, Rick Rubin. Yeah, that's duh. He's not going to be there. He's not going to be at that level yet. But so I'm not discrediting Rick Rubin. I mean, the guy's a genius.
A legend. He's a fucking
Yeah.
legend. Also, this is really weird, but one of the people that got me hip to like really respecting comedy and like showing up with a certain presentation and everything like that was actually, oh man, what's his last name? Am I blanking on this now? Something Miller. Fuck, not
Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller. I used to love. I don't know where Dennis Miller is now, and then I know that he kind of became like a joke of his own like creation when he started doing political commentary. But I still stand by Dennis Miller. Dennis Miller's with it. I used to love Dennis Leary back in the day too, but then I heard I don't know for sure, but I heard that he stole jokes, and I was like, well, that's a no go.
Who?
Joke stealing. Dennis Leary. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard.
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that he stole the asshole song. That was a Louis C.K. bit. Like Louis C.K. even said that. He's on stage doing like, yeah, I do this because I'm an asshole. It's like, and then Dennis Leary, and next thing you know, 2 months later, Dennis Leary's got an album where he's singing, I'm an asshole, I'm an asshole, I'm an asshole. He literally just took his entire Louis C.K.'s entire bit and turned it into a song. Like so yeah, everyone knows that. There's that infamous clip of Greg Giraldo calling Dennis Leary out on Tough Crowd, the Colin Quinn show, where like he's shitting on Greg Giraldo for writing jokes. Like, yeah, some of us just don't take other people's jokes. We actually write our own. That's what we do here. It's called writing
Damn.
comedy. Yeah. So yeah, Greg Giraldo like put him on blast right there on TV. So rest in peace, Greg Giraldo.
See, that's a real dox. Okay, that's like a real call out, not like what you keep saying that I doxed so and so, and I did not. I just someone else doxed them. I did not know that that kind of shit was going to go down. So I'm just saying, I never said a name, never ever. Did not confirm a name either. But yeah, I also I miss Patrice O'Neill. Patrice was great. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of good comics, I think. What's my thought on it?
There's a bunch. All right, I'm going to get ready to wrap up here. Where can people find you, Miss Elise Edwards?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Elise Anamkara, which you'll just have to go to Ray's Twitter and you'll find that. And then if you're interested in astrology, go to anamkaraastrology.com and follow me there. And yeah, I actually did a bunch of comedy this week, so I'll probably have some dates up not too long. Probably.
How do you feel now? You're back in the comedy game?
I don't know if I'm back in the game, but I'm actually enjoying. I've like been writing a lot more, so you know, comedy is something that you can't just like do in your bedroom by yourself, unfortunately. So yeah, I've been getting out there. It's been fun. Been appreciating all the spots that I've been getting. It's been nice.
And then for other people tonight, because this was supposed to be I did not know Shula Network was out for the week. So I already scheduled a podcast tonight at 10 p.m. with, I got the great Earl Skakel. So Earl Skakel and I at 10 o'clock on this same Bat channel. That's what, yeah, but yeah, keep writing. And I'd say, I always tell comics this, people saying, I don't hate Patrice O'Neill. I thought Patrice O'Neill was different. He used to like make fun of me all the time, but
but who doesn't? Who doesn't, yeah. Ray? Honestly.
Well, Patrice O'Neill made fun of everybody. It wasn't just me. But so yeah, we'll be here at 10 o'clock tonight. Same thing. But all the young comics out there, tweet your jokes. If you have a joke, a funny idea, tweet it, even if it's something that not a lot of people are like paying attention to, like favoriting or retweeting. Who cares? Use it as a joke notebook and just scroll down your tweets. Like, oh yeah, that's a funny idea that I had. Let me turn that into a joke. Let me do that.
You don't think
it's a
that
way to have a joke notebook? You
don't think that like that endangers you of it being stolen?
No, I mean, if you already got the bit, you got the bit, and if anything, it timestamps
your creation,
joke.
Your IP.
Yeah, it timestamps your joke to be like, there you go. This is my joke as of this day. Just to let you know.
So, I got to shout out Alex Hooper too. I love Alex Hooper, who you can find on Twitter. He's like Puff something hoops or something like that. I don't know. But he, when we were talking about Brian Kim, I was just thinking about comics that I've seen deliver excellent sets, and like, but before they went on stage and after they left the stage, you realize how intoxicated they were. And I'm like, I don't know how you can do that. Like, I just, you know, even if I have like something that I can do by rote, I am not at that level of performance where I can just go on stage wrecked and kill it like that. But the first time that
it also looks like shit in front of the place.
It does.
The place takes notice and be like, yeah, like, I mean, it sticks. I don't care if the person kills. The place takes note. That sticks with you in
but
your reputation.
For Alex Hooper, in this case, the first time I ever saw him, he was doing a show that was like, the whole point was to get the comedian maximum high and even see if they could do it. And he had a hilarious. I don't know who
this Alex Cooper is, but
Alex Hooper. But the first time I saw him, he had just gotten very high, and I mean, like, it was edibles. It was like everything. It was the whole point of the show was to like get like 3 comics up there, get them like obscenely stoned, and then like let it rip. And he was so funny. And then he was like, I don't even remember my name. Like, I can't believe, like, I hope this is making sense. And it was just so funny.
I hate those shows. I don't like those shows. Also, I'm not a fan of those naked shows. If you're funny, just be funny. What, I'm going to find you funny now because you're naked? Like, I've been offered to do naked shows and stuff. And it's like, I guess I kind of, but it's like, just be funny. You don't got to do like, let's smoke a pound of weed and then tell jokes. Just be funny. We don't need to add other elements to it.
It
You
was
don't
a
gotta get
hook
fucking
to get
wasted.
people. It was a hook
Yeah.
to get people to a late night show at a comedy club. Like, what are you gonna do for the stoners?
All right, Elise. So follow
Thanks.
her on Twitter. And what's the name of your podcast? Where can people find your podcast?
Oh, I don't have it up yet. So that's will get
Oh,
to be
so it's
disclosed.
not out. All right. Well, then never mind. So follow her on Twitter. She'll keep you updated. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Ray.
Drunk on Cringe. I would find you more funny naked. Thank you, Drunk on Cringe. All right.
Stay tuned for Ray's thirst traps. He won't do comedy naked, but he'll take his shirt off for Twitter.
drunkoncringe.com. Get your merchandise. He does great works with the videos. I bought 2 shirts. I bought 2 shirts on there yesterday. All right. I love everybody. See you at 10 p.m. tonight with Earl Skakel. I love everybody. Peace.
Peace.